going on, guys? It's Shadow bringing you guys another round at Sully's Abode Locals. I ended up facing two Shanks. This is the second one I faced. The first one I lost to. I wasn't able to do much. It was a lot of me just taking life, and I just lost to Goldie Roger. But this Shanks, I think I lost the dice roll. He chose to go second, so I'm going first. I was able to establish a Lafitte. Obviously, we want to establish Lafitte for searching to get our hand bigger than it is. It also serves as a pseudo blocker, so I end up grabbing another Lafitte, playing it out, searching another top 5. This way, he's going to be forced to swing into one, and I can at least get one more search off the next turn. So I end up grabbing the Burgess. Oh no, looks like I end up choosing to grab my Era Begins instead of Burgess. It's another search, and it also fills up the trash, so when I do find my other Burgess, because I run 4, we can start beefing that thing up. So swings 5 at the Lafitte like we expected, plays a Lucky Roo. This Lucky Roo could be a little trouble because, of course, on KO could knock out one of my Lafittes, but I use Black Hole, which nullifies its ability. So we get the knock, and I established stage. Didn't do the Lafitte search, but stage is just as good. We're gonna cycle out our hand, filling up the trash, and looking at the top 3-4 card that we can use. Obviously, it has to be Blackbeard Pirate, so I end up finding another Dot Q, which is fine. You know, it's used for removal. End up passing turn. Don't swing with leader just because I could swing. He could choose to use his leader ability or not, but he gets a free 1k counter essentially with his leader ability. So I just choose to pass. I could take that chance, but it's just giving him more cards in hand. And the way I'm not playing it like to starve it on purpose, it's just the way that it's going. He ends up establishing Top Musica, I think that's what it is. Its ability is Rest and Uta character, and this thing gets plus 5,000, which is a really interesting tech card. I mean, if you're running the Uta Searcher in Shanks, it's not. I mean, it's an interesting pick, and it's gonna get basically a free 10k swing. So once he plays this out, I just play my Laboon and Dot Q just to remove it off the field, because I'm not sure if he has an Uta Searcher in hand or not. So I don't want to allow him to get that big swing in. Before I pass turn, I do stage. I chuck the Van Augur. Obviously, you saw there was a Laboon and a Tempest kick in that search, so at least I was able to grab something. And I pitch for a leader ability now that he is going to go to, I believe, 8 Dawn. 8 Dawn, he would have potentially been able to play out Aurelia, get rid of the Laboon. This case, if he plays out Aurelia, I could still counter out and protect the Laboon if needed. So I'm pretty low on hand size since I have not been able to utilize Lafitte for a search. But it's working more in my favor since I have been continuously able to remove the bodies that he has put down. So here he plays Yasop, and he forgot that his leader or his on play does not work. So he thought he was going to have a 9k lead, 6k leader for the turn, but he doesn't. So he swings 8 at the Laboon, clears it. Don't have the cards to really basically save the Laboon. If I did, it would have been perfect because the Laboon -4 and the Dot Q would have been able to knock this Yasop, which would have been perfect for me. Unfortunately, I had to let it go. I ended up finding that 10 drop off a stage, which is great. Cycling out the other stage, which is basically a brick in the hand. And now I'm using a Lafitte search, so now I'm +1ing with the Lafitte, which is great. First time I'm able to use it since the first turn I used it. I end up picking up a Stronger, which Stronger has that ability where I trash one card from my hand, trash itself, give something -2 and draw a card. I use it very rarely when I use it when I absolutely need to. If not, I use it for counter or cycling purposes. But you see, I established Burgess. At this point, I'm trying to get it ready, and with the Lafitte, I grab my Era Begins to again fill up the trash to get this Burgess up to par. So it is currently a 7k, and I end up playing another My Era Begins, which will get me another 3-4 cards in trash, which you saw I grabbed the Vasco shot and just pitched it for leader ability. So the Burgess is now, I believe, in 8k with very soon about to be a 9. And you see I'm stacking it like a little pillar. So yeah, so it's 8k with 2 more cards to get it to a 9k swing. So definitely getting the Burgess ready. He swings at the Lafitte's, both of them with his leader and the Yas up, which sucks, but next turn I will be at 10 drop, so not terrible. So it's basically putting me in the position where I'm about to just slam down 10 drops back to back to back, which is the name of the game. He ends up playing the secret from OP1, the Shanks with the rush, and I believe Adidon, which still trips me out that when people end up running this card, I don't expect it anymore. So I play the 10 drop. I'm going to stun the Shanks. I'm going to stun his leader. So now his leader ability is not active, so I can get a free swing in with my leader. And then I cycle out with the stage. And I do that just so I can, again, beef Burgess up. He's already in 9k now. And we want to keep him going on the up and up. Yeah, so that's the secret OP01 Shanks. When he attacks, I cannot activate a blocker. It costs a 2,000 or less, which would basically count for Vasco's shot. So I end up swinging 9. He ends up countering out, and I pitch for leader ability. I was hoping to be able to get rid of the Yasop. Because if I'm able to do that, it prevents him from swinging at me 3 times. Because, you know, Shanks runs a lot of rush bodies. So there's a chance that he has a rush body about to slam down and start wailing at me. But luckily for me, he swings at his leader. And you saw I just triggered out a finger pistol, which does KO the Yasop, which is exactly what I needed. Luck was really on my side. Because you're going to see he's going to tap all 10 down and play out Rush Shank. So if the finger pistol did not come out of life, I would have taken 3 swings this turn. Well, 1 swing would have not gone through because I would have blocked. And you see here, I do block his 10 drop rush and give him a 2k since it does give my entire board a minus 1k reduction. So my 10-12 is a 10-11. And here you go, you see the second 10 drop. I nullify the Rush Shanks since that is what is giving the blanket 1,000, subtracting 1,000 on my entire field. So the other Shanks I'm not too worried about right now, as long as I can continue to put pressure with my leader and Burgess to his lead now. I believe I only have 3 cards in hand. Yep, 3 cards in hand, 3 cards in the trash before it becomes another stack for Burgess. So I end up swinging at his lead. He takes it because he's been pretty much starved this entire game. And I swing for 10k with Burgess. He takes that as well, putting him down to 3 cards for his life. And I pitch stronger for leader ability. End up pitching stronger since I do have another one in hand. But with that, it makes Burgess an 11k. I honestly should have just pitched the stronger first, just because it would have made Burgess an 11k. And if he did decide to block, would have taken more cards to do so. And here it looks like I end up trying to be aggressive. And oh no, I block. He blocks, or he swings at his leader. I end up blocking with my 10-12, and here he plays out a Goldie Rogers, 10-13, swinging at my Blackbeard that I just blocked with, and I counter out with a 2k. I want to protect it because I could be very aggressive with it, but at the same time I don't want to do that because at any moment, it can go so sideways if I don't have the defense. He is tapped out on Don, so I could have been very aggressive with it. Honestly, potentially could have just went for game that same turn, but he does have 3 life. you never know. There's a Gum Gum Red Hog gives something minus 10,000. So that is still a thing. So I'm trying to just play it safe, establishing this third 10 drop. Considering on what to nullify, whether it's the Goldie Rogers or the 10 Rush Shanks, and ultimately the 10 Rush Shanks is the best thing to choose since it takes away the minus 1,000 for my entire board, but he can always establish another Goldie Rogers, which is why I opted to choose the Shanks instead of the Roger, because if he plays out another Roger, I can just lose to that next, or the new one. So I'd rather just nullify the Shanks, put some pressure. Yes, I do save myself. Or, yes, he's able to swing with a 13K, but with that minus 1,000 everywhere, it's essentially the same thing. So here I swing with the Burgess. He ends up taking life. And here's where I'm contemplating on whether or not to swing with one of the teaches, but I choose not to. Pitching my last card. And I chose not to swing with the teach because he still has two big bodies that he can swing with, plus his leader, and he can still play out more rush cards. Which is why in this matchup, pitching to use leader ability is kind of risky. You never know if he's just gonna slam down a Rayleigh to reduce your board, or like a dragon and give something 2 down. So he swings with his lead. I block, and then he chooses to swing at the teach, and I let it go because I had to. Swings at his other Shanks. I block, and here he clears my second teach. So he was able to remove 2 10 drops, and again, he played out a Goldie Roger, which is exactly what I was attempting to play around, and why I decided to choose the Shanks over the Rogers. So here at this point, I pitched my entire hand because I knew I have to go for game here. So Burgess needs to be at its highest attack stat that it can be. I have eight sets of 4, so that puts Burgess at 13K, but with the reduction of the Shanks puts him at 12. And here I swing 11K with leader, and this is where my opponent misplays here, because he could have utilized his leader ability right here to reduce the swing, and he had enough counter to get out of the swing here. But he had it in his mind that I played another 10 drop since I laid out 3 10 drops 3 turns in a row. So completely put his leader ability out of his mind at this point, which is what came in benefit for me. So ends up taking this life, and you're going to see I have 4 down left. With the last 4 down, I'm going to split it amongst the 2. So I'm going to make Teach swing for 13 and then Burgess swing for 14. And I'm going to end up getting game. Realistically, it definitely should have split the down more on my leader to get a better swing in. But without a doubt, I mean, I still got the win. So got lucky. But if you guys like the content, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below what you guys thought of the match, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.